was your was your finger messed up? Oh, that's,
Did the camera get that? I tried to do it real good.
The camera did get it, and so did ours now. What happened there? How did that happen?
So he bit me. No, he didn't. Dirt bike wreck 15 years ago, so it's not special. It breaks every now and then, so it hurts. But
so it was fine coming into the fight, but then during the fight,
no. It's been like this for 15 years.
Oh.
Or 16 now. I'm getting old.
Okay, so it's actually fine. It's not in pain at all.
I just figured I'd break the. I should have done it during the interview, just like Joe Rogan. It's great to see you, like a Ricky Bobby thing. But I didn't get.
Is that a good icebreaker at parties?
It's not the icebreaker that I want because I don't do it like this. And we'll be like resting somewhere, and you'll see some like a good-looking lady, and she's like trying to be discreet. I'm like, come on, I have feelings. Hurts.
Is it effective ultimately, though? Is it effective ultimately?
As an icebreaker?
Yeah.
Absolutely. My wife and I, we were on our first or second date, like Steak and Shake after a movie or something. Don't judge me. And I saw her see it and like stare at it for a second, and I was like, come on, man. And then I hid it under there, and then she saw it again later, and I was like, yes, it's crooked. And she was like, mine is too. So her left ring finger is crooked, just not as much as mine, but it's crooked. She slammed it in a sliding door when she was young, so it was love at first sight.
It was meant to be.
It was meant to be. Left hand, both of it it's our wedding ring finger too. Wow. Pretty funny.
Anyway, you had a fight a few minutes ago.
My life story over here.
He's a guy that a lot of people know. He was on a losing streak, but he still has kind of a big name behind him. How happy are you with this victory? Pretty one-sided victory.
I feel great. I mean, I got to show that my grappling is better than I showed against Gillespie when he kind of big brothered me. So I was happy with it. I feel like I need to watch it again, of course, but I feel like it was a little boring. But I don't know. I'm just a perfectionist, and I like to be as thorough as possible when I judge myself, and as sober-minded as possible also. And it could have been pretty boring with the back control, but I was hunting for that rear naked choke, but with the gloves on, with his pretty good defense, it's just hard to get those finishes in the UFC anymore, unless you're Damian Maia with a boa constrictor squeeze, And unfortunately, I'm not that guy, so.
And you got to do what you got to do to get the victory, right? I mean,
absolutely. I mean,
matter.
My back was against the wall. If I lost this, I was getting cut, so that was a lot of stress on me. I mean, I've put 10 solid years of work into this career, foregone real office work for this crazy, ridiculous, kind of stupid career choice of mine. But, when your back's up against the wall, you got to be safe about it a little bit. And I feel like I skated the line between safety and aggression well. Maybe next time I'll be a little more aggressive.
You talked about defending from the top, his high guard, mission control, whatever they call it. Were you prepared for that? Did you study that?
Oh yeah,
going into it?
Absolutely. I mean, is that Ben Askren? That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of wrestling, so the rubber guard is what it is. Rubber guard. He tried to get to mission control one time when I was passing, I think, but I was up at Ryan Hall's place a month or two ago, and he's such an ace on the ground, and he gave me some good ideas about what to do. And then I brought it to my coach here in Charlotte and said, hey, let's work with this. We have one of the guys that we train with. He doesn't necessarily do rubber guard, but he's like an inch or two shorter than Jason, weighs about the same, and he's almost identical to him in the fact that he started when he was like 13 or so. How old was little Nick when he started training? 12, and he's 21 or 22 now. And he's almost identical size, shape, what they do on the ground. It's really strange, but he was able to do rubber guard for me a good bit, and then I was able to use the stuff that Ryan helped me with, and then what also my head coach Snake has known before as well. So just a lot of people came together to help me prepare for the rubber guard, but also for his aggression. Wayne, my striking coach, Jeremy, my dummy partner who runs forward and lets me hit him a lot. I really appreciate that part of him. But we had the coaching part we had the striking part, and we had the dummy running forward aggression part. So we had all the bases covered really well, and it was just a great team victory and a blessing from God, I guess.
You said your back was against the wall in this fight. How does it feel now to get the win? One of the big fights at Madison Square Garden. Do you feel a little bit of the pressure being off now, or does this just drive you to keep moving forward?
Have you ever had an elephant on your chest?
Once.
Yes, I mean, that's what it felt like, you know. My wife, she was worried because Madison Square Garden is a lot of pressure anyways, just because it's MSG. And then she felt like the performance in Charlotte was a little bit to do with the pressure that I had fighting in my hometown in the biggest arena in North Carolina. And she felt like it was the pressure that maybe got to me. And in all honesty, it was just that I ran into a buzzsaw in Gregor Gillespie. He's a freaking stud, and he should be ranked. But I was trying to remind her, hey, I'm one of the best in the world at what I do. MSG isn't going to frighten me. I'm going to perform out here. The pressure is from me being 1-2 in the UFC. My back was against the wall in that fact, not the MSG thing. So if I would have lost, it would have been more than likely a cut for me. So I'm just blessed and really happy.
What do you see moving
Future.
forward? Yeah.
I was telling everybody that I need to establish myself at 145. It's funny, the last time I moved to 145, the second cut was way worse because I was arrogant about it. You know, you get your little pride going once you have a good weight cut to the weight class the first time, and then you come back and say, I can have an Oreo or two here and there, when in reality that's only hurting you, you know. So I need to really establish myself at 145 before I start saying, hey, I want that rematch with Brian Ortega. Hey, give me Max Holloway. Hey, bring Connor so I can have a red panty night, you know. So I just need to really establish myself at 145 with the weight cuts, with the depth of the division, and really get it to where I'm not fighting each time to stay in the company and having that weight off of my shoulders.
You talked about the weight cut. This weight cut, was it good, bad, everything?
It was fantastic. My mouth is so dry, I'm sorry. The weight cut was great. The nutritionist, I worked mostly with Charles. He was calling me texting me each week to see my progress and everything, and he had a meal plan for me set out, and it was fantastic. I didn't cut 1 pound. I spit like half a pound the morning of weigh-ins, where the last time I was fighting at 145, it was literally 10 to 12 pounds each weight cut day of the weigh-in. So there's a huge difference there, and I'm leaner than I've ever been. They used to call me 1 week abs at my gym because my abs would come in 1 week before a fight. I've had abs for like 6 weeks. It's fantastic, you know? So, I mean, looking good. Huh?
Congratulations.
I appreciate it. Anything else? All right. Appreciate it, y'all.